Hello, welcome to Dundrill's podcast. I'm your host, Justin. And today, for Christmas month, we're reviewing another Christmas horror film. This time we're reviewing Krampus, The Reckoning, which is an hour and 30 minutes. It came out in 2015. It's directed by Robert Conway. And starring Owen Conway as the Joe Mooney, who plays a cheese pizza lover in the film. Wow, you got your brother to play that character. Wow. You got William Bill Connor as Brian the bartender. Why does he have top billing? I'm just trying to find the main characters. Oh my god. Where are the main characters? What a piece of shit. I'll check Tubi. The movie stars Monica Engesser, Amelia Haberman, and James Ray. Okay, that's good enough. So, this movie, I originally thought it was the Krampus movie where the voice actor of Beast from X-Men plays Santa and fights the devil or Krampus in the movie. That is apparently a Christmas horror story, which came out, I think, the same year as this movie. Yeah, this movie basically, after people found out about Krampus in the West, which is like the anti-Santa Claus from Europe, like tradition, right? They started making a shitload of horror movies. I think the first time I ever learned about Krampus was in Rare Exports, which we're going to review at some point this month, right? Right. Though I can't remember if Krampus is actually in that movie. I think it's just it's just Father Christmas in that movie. But there's a bunch of wild Father Christmases, and I'll talk about that movie when we get there. Okay, when we review it. But this movie, it starts off where the cinematography almost makes it look like a real movie and not a low budget piece of shit, which it is. Which it starts off with this and what looks like could have been like the 60s or 50s or 1800s. I don't know. It looks like old. It looks like old as fuck. Where you have this granddaughter talking to her grandma, and she learns the story of Krampus. Then it cuts to modern day, where you have this little girl whose mom, who's like an orphan and is being raised by her her stepdad, who looks like he's in her foster dad, who looks like he's in his 20s, and her stepmother, who looks like she's 40, 50. One thing you realize in the movie is that the director obviously has a thing for older women, because there's two sex scenes in the movie, and both sex scenes are with older women. Right? And the funny thing about the final sex scene in the movie, which takes place near the end, it's where there's a female character's having a wet dream. If you look closely, when the guy goes to mount the woman, you could see something hanging between his legs, right? And it's the fucking sock that they make male actors wear over their dick and balls during sex scenes. It actually, you can actually see it on camera during that sex scene. I was shocked, man. I had to rewind. They literally kept that shot in the movie. Holy fuck, this is amateur hour, right? So the story is basically this little girl has the ability to summon Krampus, which is a CGI monster with Which I'm surprised that Krampus in the cover of the film actually looks accurate to like the Krampus in the movie. Because usually in these low budget movies, like the monsters on the cover never look like the cool monsters. The cool monster on the cover never ends up looking like the monster in the movie. This time the monster in the cover is actually accurate to the is actually accurate. But then the problem is it's a CGI monster that looks really shitty, who burns his victims alive, right? And then you do see some practical effects gore in the film, but there's not really a lot of gore in the movie, right? So what ends up happening is that the cops go in to investigate. You got this like kind of like this detective who's bald, who kind of looks like Bash Rudin, right? The MMA guy, who's going through a divorce right now, and like has a little bit of a drinking problem. Meets the child psychiatrist social worker, who's like the main character of the film, who goes to interrogate Zoe Weaver, who is the girl who has the power to summon and kill, like, people with Krampus, right? Which, if people don't know who Krampus is, Krampus, which we reviewed a Krampus movie last year, which was an actual good Krampus movie, where it's about like, this, basically, Santa Claus brings toys to the good boys and girls, and Krampus is like this monster that punishes, like, evil kids, right? Which most of the people that Krampus kills in the movie are not kids. So it's like, what the fuck, Krampus? You're stepping out of your, like, your 40 a little bit. Right? Which, like, how the little girl in the movie gets Krampus to kill people, she has to make a doll of them, right? And then, like, she has like a creepy doll of Krampus, and she takes the chains out, the chains off his arms, and he goes out to kill them, right? Which who he kills in the movie are most of the movie, like, the kid is staying at the staying at a hospital, right? Where she kills her parents. She kills a male nurse that was working at the pediatric, what's it called? He was working at the children's ward of the hospital, which he turns out to be, let's say when the cops go to check his computer, they found a lot of cheese pizza, apparently terabytes of the stuff, right? Which is like, this guy was just a male nurse. He had access to terabytes of the stuff. I think it's the thing where, like, the Jared Fogle thing happened, and then they were taking cues from that, right? Details from that case, because he actually had terabytes of the stuff, right? So I think they just got that from him. Another victim is this other drunk alcoholic who accidentally burned his daughter when he fell asleep, and a lit cigarette torched the house, right? Which screwed up half the face of his daughter, who gets called ugly a lot by Zoe Weaver, the evil girl in the movie, right? And the movie, the entire movie is like the chick, like, meeting people and, like, setting Krampus out on them, and they set up this, like, love story between the Bash Rudin cop and the child psychiatrist who's investigating Zoe Weaver, right? The fucking ice in this fucking cave. Who finds out that she's like this like kid who's been, like, a little girl since, as far as she could find out, since '92, right? So the girl's, like, actually, like, in her 30s, which it turns out the twist of the movie almost the final act of this movie almost saves the movie, right? Where like after a night of drinking, getting drunk with with Bas Rutten, the psychiatrist character goes home, goes to sleep, and like has this wet dream with Bas Rutten, right? Who has like a sock over his dick and balls, which you see in the fucking film, right? And like and like what happens is that he turns into Krampus. And kills the character, our character, in her sleep. She wakes up. Zoe's there, tells her the entire, like, explains everything to her. That, like, that for people who don't know, the child psychiatrist became a child psychiatrist because she is an orphan, right? And like she was burnt. But like she doesn't remember how. Apparently, she is the older sister of the girl in the beginning of the movie talking with her grandmother, and that the girl in the beginning of the movie was actually Zoe Weaver, who is a ghost, and that like Rachel, which is the child psychiatrist character. When she was like a girl, she summoned Krampus and killed her entire family, right, and burned her arm and forgot about it. And basically, Zoe is getting revenge on her like older sister, right? And like you find out she's a ghost, and that's why she never aged, right? But though like she's supposed to be a ghost, but she can interact with people, make objects, and summon like Krampus. The twist in the movie like makes no sense, but it's like whatever, right? The twist of the movie almost saves this low budget piece of shit, which looks terrible. The acting is terrible. The CGI monster looks like something from like a PS2 game, that's what we're playing right now is a PS2 game. And I mean, the movie is awful. The only good thing about the movie is I think my dragon mail is done. Fuck, I can't use it. Oh my god. Yeah, the only good thing about the movie is there's like one good song in the movie that plays in the beginning and at the end, which is like a Christmas song. Which sounds like it's being a classic Christmas song that sounds like it's being sung by kids and it's very creepy. That's like the only good thing about the movie is that one Christmas song. This movie is fucking terrible, and I would not recommend it to anybody. If I were to give this a rating, I would give it, you know what, fuck, it's a 2 out of 10. This movie is terrible, man. I would not like recommend this to anybody. Thank God it's for free on Tubi, and I didn't have to pay a cent. Which there's a bunch of Krampus movies available on Tubi, right? Which I am not going to watch any of those. If we do review another Krampus movie, it's going to be a Christmas Horror Story, where where you get to see George Buza, who is the voice of Beast from X-Men, plays Santa Claus and fights Krampus, right? Which apparently only happens at the end of the movie, but fuck it. It would be better than this. And William Shatner plays like a radio DJ as well. Yeah, so that's the end of this review, guys. I haven't decided yet what we're going to review next on this channel. I think we reviewed like a cartoon before this, so we're definitely gonna do a live action. I don't know. We're supposed to review Iron Man 3, but I might save Iron Man 3, and we might save Iron Man 3 for later. You know what? Tomorrow why don't we just review... I wonder if they have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, because that's kind of like a Christmas movie. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. No, they don't have it on Tubi. Oh, fuck. Whatever. If I can find Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, we'll review that. If not, we'll review Dreamcatcher, which is not a Christmas horror movie, but it takes place during the winter. So that's kind of like, you know, we did say we're going to review winter horror movies on this channel. So that's it for this review.